Um, Good memories, to be honest, especially this last year. You know, I've had some very good moments and also some very difficult moments at this track in my early career. And considering I've only been at this track maybe the same amount of times as my competitors, it's my home track, but I never raced there until I was in Grand Prix. So we've had some fantastic results there, and being my favourite track is always such a nice time to be there. This was the first time I ever went fishing with my family on the property where I grew up, and I learned to ride a bike more or less on this land here. And you know, fishing was from that moment on quite a big part of my life. You know, in the early years I didn't get to do so much, but now I try and do as much as I can. And this was actually quite one of my biggest fish until recently in this breed, in rainbow trout. I think it was more or less 2 kilos, and it was quite difficult now to arrive to that level. So it was a very good fish, and it was my 4th birthday.
Here's another one.
Yeah, well, we'd just been out fishing most of the morning, and of course, you know, it gets hot in the middle of the day, and so we brought the boat up into the shore. The tide went out, so we couldn't take the boat out anymore. So when we were sitting there for the lunch, I put the rod back out in the water and just waited and relaxed in the boat. So, you know, it's always nice to be on the water for me, and especially in Australia, you know, we get such good weather, such good opportunities. It's really nice.
Here's another one.
This was my first road racing bike. You know, it was a Morawaki GP80 Honda, and it was you know, it was a small category that you could race when you were 14 years old in Australia. And this was actually a big part in my career, because this category I had the license, I had the correct age to race in, but they were trying to stop me from racing, some of the people who were running this category in Australia, because I was very competitive in dirt track. And this was the same people I was racing in this category. They never allowed me to enter the race. So this is when we decided to go to England to start my road racing, and then the next year I went to Spanish Championship, and my next year was Grand Prix. So this was a big part in my career, the fact that I needed to move overseas to give myself an opportunity to race in road racing, because we didn't get the opportunity in Australia. This one I was 8 years old, or 9, I don't remember exactly. And yeah, for a resume, we went and put everything together and put all our trophies, all the bikes that we had at the time together for a resume, to try and get sponsors, you know, to help us through, because, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, we struggled to race, we had old bikes, but always my father kept them going, and it was enough for us to win a lot of races. So this was some of the rewards that we had in those seasons, but something very disappointing when we went away for 2 years. When we came back and to take all the trophies from the boxes, we had the termites eat all the trophies. So we had, I think, more than 1,000 trophies destroyed because of the termites. So it was, this is some of the only evidence we have of these trophies.
Made up.
Well, all the trophies are made of wood, so.
All right.
And then all the plastic was destroyed, so everything was ruined. This is one of my favorite videos. It's very old video, but it's something that reminds me of what I really enjoy to do, you know, on the farm and with the horses. And it's a very famous Australian movie, very famous Australian story, and you know, it's something really nice. You know, it still continues now, even in Australia, up in the theme parks. They do like a show in this kind of theme, and it's really quite an event. So it's a particular taste, so you need to understand it before you can enjoy it. Yeah, well, of course, this was quite a day. You know, a lot of ups and downs, to be honest, in this day, with you know, Jorge having the crash in the morning warm-up, and you know, it was difficult to think that before the race we had a very good chance to win the championship, when before we didn't really think there was an opportunity, because Jorge was very consistent, was fast during the weekend, and it was going to be difficult to take the championship. But I never dreamed we could do it on that day, on my birthday, with 5 straight wins. Everything that came together on one day was just something that not many people can really appreciate until you experience it. And you know, I'm very grateful that I experienced that before the end of my career.
All right. This is it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. Thank you so much for that.